Hi everybody, and welcome to the next edition of Celebrity Signings. These are the next set of photographs that I've had over the last month or so. It's probably around about 10, so should be fairly quick video, so please enjoy. Okay, so first up is this book that I purchased, which is a signed book from astronaut and International Space Station attendee, I don't know what the word is, Chris Hadfield. I'm not a space collector per se, but I do have Tim Peake and Helen Sharman in my collection already. But for £3, I could not get this charity shop purchase. You can see it's signed by the author. And there's the autograph there from Chris Hadfield. It's very unlikely I'm going to get Buzz Aldrin or Neil Armstrong in my collection anytime soon. So, yeah, really pleased to add Chris for a very cheap price to my collection. Next up, and if you've watched my last few videos, you'll see a theme very much emerging here as signed books I've started collecting recently. This is a slightly more expensive purchase than some of the charity shop ones I've had recently. This was a full price purchase for a hardback copy of Pamela Anderson's new autobiography, Love Pamela. Purchased this from W.H. Smith's bookstore. I've been after Pamela in my collection for a long time, and for like, I think $16.99, I believe. Absolute bargain, couldn't pass it up. It's got beautiful signature in the front here, as you can see. It shows it's signed by Pamela Anderson. So yeah, really pleased to add Pamela Anderson, aka Baywatch Pam, aka Barbed Wire, to the collection. Next up, again keeping the book theme going here, this is Gwyneth Paltrow. This is a signed cookbook, I believe it is. Yeah, cookbook. This is a charity shop purchase. This was originally purchased from Oxfam. It had stickers in the back of it, which I found after I bought it. It's a signed first edition. It was purchased by the previous owner from Oxfam for £40. And I paid, I believe, in total £3.50 for this for the charity bookshop. So it's Gwyneth Paltrow's book, My Father's Daughter. It is dedicated to Robin Ian, I think, but you can see there it's signed Love Gwyneth Paltrow. So yeah, very pleased. She's won her court case, which is good for her. She's got her dollar, and provided entertainment to a lot of people over the last couple of weeks with that bonkers court case. Not quite as bonkers as Johnny's and Amber's, but there we go. Yeah, so another new book to the collection there, charity bookshop purchase, Gwyneth Paltrow. And next up, again, another charity shop purchase, again around £3, I believe this was. It seems to be the lucky number at the moment, £3. And this is a signed book. It's Dimensions in Time and Space. It's an unauthorized Doctor Who guide, essentially. But it's got a foreword by Tom Baker, and this is the signed Tom Baker edition. Now, Tom doesn't do conventions anymore. He's getting on, bless him. I have met him, which was great. I've got some stuff signed by Tom already, but I'm always up for more. You used to be able to purchase from his online shop. That's shut at the moment. But I think his purchases were £10, £20, £30. I can't remember exactly. So to pick this up for £3 with a really nice, crisp, clear Sharpie autograph is really cool. So very happy with that. Next up was the first TTMs I've had in a while. And these were actually from a private address, so I can't say where I sent them to, unfortunately. I took a bit of a punt on this one. I did a bit of research and found this private address. Wasn't sure if it would work or not. Sent off to it. About a year and a half later, these came back from the amazing Natasha Dimitriou. I know her really well from Stathlet's Flats, but I also know her incredibly well, as most people probably do, as Nadia from What We Do in the Shadows, the vampire comedy series What We Do in the Shadows. I've compared this to some recent TTMs that have come back from a theatre play, and they're identical. So definitely real here. And as you can see, she signed this one. This is the Nadia picture, Natasha Dimitriou. And this one as well, which is her as in character from Stathlet's Flats. The ones that came back from theatre were dedicated. I probably would have liked a dedicated one, but hey, I'm more than happy with that, sending to address that. To be honest, it was a bit of a punt and hope. And they came back. So yeah, really pleased. Next up were a couple of via venues. They were to Matthew Modine. I know him best from Full Metal Jacket. I absolutely love that film, but he's in The Brilliant Stranger Things as well. Unfortunately, compared to lots that I saw came back, he signed this with a paint pen, and it hadn't dried when he put it in the envelope. So this is the best of the two I got back. This is him and Millie Bobby Brown. And he signed it for Carl Matthew Modine. You can see it's all flaking and coming off already. And this one's even worse. This is from Full Metal Jacket, and he's put for Carl Matthew Modine, but you can see it's the signature is destroyed. So I believe his run in the theatre's finished now anyway, so it's too late to get another one. So they're in the collection. They're Matthew Modine, and it's a Stranger Things for the collection, so I can't complain. Next up is probably my first theatre visit I've done in an absolute age, and it was to see the brilliant Matthew Holness in his persona of Garth Marenghi as on his tour, Garth Marenghi's Terratome. Only a certain age group, I imagine, will remember the brilliant series Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It was like Matt Berry's real first kind of big break that he had on TV, and a couple other actors as well. Richard Ayoade, it was kind of his big break as well. Matthew was in character as Garth the whole way through, including the signing at the end. So this is the book I purchased and then took to sign at the end. You can see he's actually signed it Garth Marenghi. He does not sign under his actual name. He only signs as Garth Marenghi. And I did grab a picture with him as well, which is really cool. So yeah, it was nice to get back to the theatre. It wasn't stage dooring. This was very much in the show. Well worth watching if you've got a chance to see it. But yeah, pleased to add that to the collection. Next up is a former Manchester United player. This was a bit hit and miss. It's Mark Robins, who used to play for United in the 80s, late 80s into early 90s, I believe. He's currently a manager at, I'm going to say Coventry City now. It's terrible, I should know that. I wrote via the club. Didn't know whether to hear anything back or not. He's managing them at the moment, and he signed and returned both of mine. So you can see he signed this one here, Mark Robins, and this one here, both of them in his playing days for Man United. When I posted these on Instagram, somebody actually said, what address did you use? Because we wrote via the club. We've never had a response back. So really pleased to get these back. I know what I did that they didn't, but very pleased to add him to the former players part of the collection. Next up and almost done now is Jessica Martin. This was a Panto request. This was sent all the way back in, I believe it was November or very early December 2023. And these are Jessica Martin from Doctor Who. These are from, oh God, it's gone out of my head which particular episodes these were now. That's terrible. It's completely gone out of my head. It's the Greatest Show in the Galaxy, I believe. Yes, is it Greatest Show in the Galaxy? Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? I should know. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, really pleased that she's signed both of these. Somebody put in the comments what it is, because it's going to really bug me otherwise. And I thought these were lost because I hadn't seen any replies, and then suddenly these came back, so really pleased about that. There's this one here with Sylvester McCoy, and then this one here, both signed and dedicated to Carl, Jessica Martin. And last but not least is another charity bookshop purchase. This one's a bit cheaper than the last ones, although the other ones were really cheap at £3. This is a £1 book. It's signed and dedicated from the comedian, now sadly deceased. I think he died in 2018, Ken Dodd. Never added Ken to my collection, don't know why. Obviously never thought I would, or at least not for an extortionate price, but I managed to pick up this copy of his book. It's got some water damage, the book itself, but the front page and the autograph page are really clean, so I was quite happy to pay £1 for it. It's his book, Look at It My Way, and he signed it. I've cut the dedication off the top. It's like, I think it's signed something like To Dearest Joan, or something, lots of love, wishing you happiness, Ken Dodd, and there's a really nice big signature there from Ken. And I believe, yeah, that's it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and all that kind of YouTube funky stuff that people do. And I will catch you again very soon once I've got some new stuff to show you. Thanks ever so much. Take care, look after yourselves, and see you again soon.